This is problem number 32 from the June 2017 Algebra Regents exam. So describe the effect that each transformation below has on the function f of x equals the absolute value of x, where a is greater than 0. In other words, it's positive. So of course, hopefully you know that the graph of the absolute value of x looks like a v, kind of like that. And basically, what happens when you're subtracting a number within the absolute value sign is that it's going to make the graph shift either to the left or the right. Now, because a is going to be positive, that means it's going to shift to the right. And by the way, if you didn't know this rule, you could just use your graphing calculator and do an example. I mean, let's pretend if it was you had to graph the absolute value of x minus 4, for example. You'll notice that when you graph that, that it will shift 4 units to the left. So this point here would be 4, 0. So a good way to, I guess, describe written down the effect of this transformation is what I just wrote down there. So the absolute value of x would be translated a units to the right. Now, alternatively, h of x here, we are taking the absolute value of x and subtracting a from it. Now, because the subtracting of a is not within the absolute value portion, that means this is going to shift downwards. And again, if you weren't sure of that rule, you could again graph it yourself. For example, if you were to graph the absolute value of x minus 4, you would notice that it would look kind of like this, where this point here would be 0, negative 4. So you can kind of tell, like, oh, it went down 4 units. So similarly, a good description for this situation is to say that the absolute value of x is translated a units down. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and that's all for this video. Thanks for visiting JD's Regents Preparation.